As you know, our tower is scheduled to close on May 5th, 2013, and there's a reason that the FAA puts towers out there. There's just not towers put out for no reason at all. There's reasons that towers are put out there. From the FAA published Aeronautical Information Manual, Chapter 4, I quote, "Towers have been established to provide for a safe, orderly, and expeditious flow of traffic on and in the vicinity of the airport. When the responsibility has been so delegated, towers also provide for separation of IFR aircraft in terminal areas." In 2012, Hagerstown Tower had the highest operations in 10 years at 56,299. Proud to say we just got the numbers in for last month, and we had the highest operations in 10 years for just the month of March at 4,536. That's 146 operations per day that these folks are handling. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to convince the FAA to reverse this decision. We need to convince them now. In the state of Maryland alone, we stand to lose 34 jobs, and locally we will lose 6 controllers. The statement was made that these closures only affect 3% of air traffic. That is an incorrect statement. The towers that are slated to close actually handle about 28% of all air traffic. Senators Jerry Moran and Richard Blumenthal intend to introduce a freestanding bill early next week when Congress returns from its 2-week Easter recess to prohibit FAA from closing all 149 towers on the FAA's closure list. AAAE, USCTA, and other groups that have been actively engaged in ongoing efforts to keep contract towers open are supportive of the Moran-Blumenthal bill. So that is one thing for our Congress and our senators to consider. We would encourage you to sign on to that bill. Out of those 5 business representatives that we have speaking to you this afternoon, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, and that would be Mr. Garrett Hoyle from Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics.
Thank you, Phil. Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor to have the opportunity to speak with you today about the importance of keeping air traffic control tower in Hagerstown funded and operational. Compared with the funds which have already been invested by local and state governments and companies who operate here, the air traffic control tower is a small cost. However, without it, the capabilities of the airport will be seriously hindered in terms of potential air traffic volume.
Safety is going to suffer. If the tower is shuttered, safety will suffer. And what does that mean here? I'm very concerned about that. And if an incident does occur, then let's look at the economic impact. The businesses that are bringing these aircraft to this area. Those aircraft are special purpose government aircraft for Defense Department, for other government agencies. Those are controlled by DCMA. The DCMA's job is to make sure that they mitigate risks and they do not allow anything to happen to those aircraft. Now, if we don't have a tower here, what's mitigating the risk? And if we don't have a tower here, where are those businesses going to go to conduct these operations?
My primary concern is that the tower closure could lead to travel delays for aircraft arriving into and departing from Hagerstown. Ultimately, such delays could drive local businesses to move to a more accessible region. That would be unfortunate, given our county's efforts to make Washington County attractive to businesses looking for a new home.
As a test pilot, I depend on the Hagerstown Control Tower to help deconflict other airborne traffic while I am more focused on ensuring the aircraft I'm conducting first flights on is not placing me, my crew, and other aircraft or personnel on the ground in jeopardy. The separation services provided by the Hagerstown Control Tower are immeasurable for the public safety and to help protect the taxpayers' investments of the aircraft we are testing. The security of our nation depends on the accurate testing and validation we provide for each of these aircraft, and not having the security of the separation services provided by the tower puts us, you, and the warfighter in jeopardy.
The closure of the Washington County Tower will not force the shutdown of this area or SNC's aircraft modification business. We're here to stay. But it will affect our pilots, ground support employees who will be left to coordinate takeoffs, landings, and ground aircraft movements among themselves over a shared radio frequency with no help from tower controllers. All SNC airfield operators are trained to use these non-tower operating procedures, but it is always a comfort when someone is looking out for you and talks back to you